Bro, who the fuck's been letting Disney cook recently? The decisions that they've been making are so stupid. They've been enforcing all this like woke bullshit and like gender swapping and race swapping and forcing all these really shitty Disney jokes for characters that like wouldn't necessarily even joke, like Thor and the Hulk. How they have butchered those characters, and it sucks to see that. The Hulk is one of my favorite characters, and it sucks to just see him slowly get turned into a joke. He's not written well at all. He doesn't even act like the Hulk anymore. I'm really over the whole Professor Hulk bullshit. I understand the route they went with is like they don't want the Hulk to be seen and like as a monster in the eyes of humans, but who gives a shit? That's stupid. Like there is Worldbreaker Hulk and like the new Immortal Hulk storyline, and like those aren't going to be made in the MCU. They're too edgy. Nah, instead we're getting fucking forced with the Hulk who dabs on screen and makes fucking martinis and wears stupid Hawaiian shirts. Like he's a joke. He's just a joke now. He's not written well, and I understand Professor Hulk happened in the comic books, but like I don't want to watch it. And to be honest, I thought a great plot point that they were going to do was when the spaceship came down in She-Hulk, I think it was episode 1 or 2, it took the Hulk up into space, and I thought that would have been a great plot point to introduce Scar that way. I thought it would have been like, Scar has heard all this talk of the Hulk being like a great warrior and whatnot, and like he could be really pissed off at the Hulk for leaving his people and like his planet, so he brings him up there to fight him. And then when he arrives to Sakaar, it's Professor Hulk, and it's just like Scar is like disappointed. He's like, this is supposed to be the Hulk, and like it could even be a play on the Hulk character now. Like, this is disappointing. You're not supposed to be like this great warrior. Like, you're some cringer in glasses making fucking taco memes. And like the Hulk wouldn't take that shit. Like the Hulk's his own entity inside Bruce Banner's subconscious, and they fight for control of the body. And I understand they've had their mutual decision in the MCU now to be Professor Hulk, but the Hulk wouldn't take that shit. Like, he would Hulk the fuck out and show him what's what. He would knock that fucking pansy ass shit down real quick. And like, I thought that would have been a great way to bring back the original Hulk and introduce Scar, but no, they just fucking show up at the end, like the very last fucking minute of like She-Hulk, and they just roll up to a picnic. Fucking Scar's got the worst cut imaginable. Hulk's just like in a Hawaiian shirt and he's like, oh yeah, this is my son, isn't he cute? Like, fuck. And the She-Hulk show in general, it was just terrible. The whole direction, it just felt like it was shitting on the original Hulk, and that was the whole point of it. And like, the She-Hulk, she's cool because she's a woman, and like that's the plot. And it's like, of course women characters are cool, but when you fucking force it, it's not cool. Because really, I feel like the only like women characters in the MCU that people don't really have a liking to are She-Hulk and Captain Marvel, because it feels like the whole point is to be like, we're better than men. But it's like, fucking the whole gender like fucking fighting, it's stupid. And the whole like, oh, you just fucking hate women thing is so ridiculous, because there's women characters in the MCU who are done fucking great. Like Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Gamora, Wasp, Pepper Potts, fucking Jessica Jones, the list continues. Nebula? Like, holy shit. And the thing is, you understand their character because like they're written well, and you see like what they go through in the films, and like they have character development, and like they have like traumas that they have to work through. And like Wanda's character, she started off as a villain because like she was like brainwashed and like didn't really know what was really going on in society. But like you slowly see like how like good her heart is, because like she doesn't take a liking to like Ultron's plans at like the start, and she becomes like a main Avenger. And but then you also you understand her whole like swap to becoming like the evil Scarlet Witch, and like it's just done well. and like she's a woman, and like the character's done great. So the whole fucking stupid, I don't know, bro. Holy fuck. And spoilers for Deadpool 3, but Disney was forcing a scene at the end of that movie where they wanted a full X-Men team made of only women to basically make a fool of the original X-Men team and Wolverine. And it's like, why even fucking bother doing that? Because the original X-Men team was already one of the most diverse groups out there. There is different genders, different races, and like a plethora of different mutants or whatever it may be. And it's like, they have dope women on the team. They have fucking Storm, Jean Grey, Rogue, Freak Dazzler's one of them, fucking Jubilee. So like, the whole point of like gender swapping them all to be women, it's just fucking pointless. Apparently they also wanted to have She-Hulk in the end of that one to like fight Wolverine, which already I feel like is an odd choice. I don't really think of She-Hulk when I think of X-Men, and when I think of a Hulk versus Wolverine fight, it's just Hulk versus Wolverine. I don't really care to see Hulk versus She-Hulk. I mean, yeah, we all saw that one now. The male Hulk sucks balls. She-Hulk is way better. I'd want to see a Hulk versus Wolverine like movie. I don't really care to see Wolverine versus She-Hulk. That's just my personal opinion. But I already hear the woke haters in my comment section. And like, I'm glad that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are kind of putting their foot down on that, because this is like Ryan Reynolds' vision, and like I really want to see what, like, let him cook for real. I want to see what he's gonna do with this film. The first two Deadpool movies were great, and like they just like, it seems like they're one-upping each other with each film. Like they're getting better. Like it's so sick. And like if they just let Ryan Reynolds make this third Deadpool movie, it has the potential to be like one of the best superhero trilogies. And like, it's not like it's not gonna make fucking money. It's Deadpool, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is back. So like, it's making money. But forcing these stupid fucking scenes and taking specific scenes out of the movie that people want to see is just pissing off their fans. And guess what? It's making them not want to see the film. So what's the point of doing that if they want to make money? Another spoiler for that Deadpool 3 movie is apparently in the opening scene they wanted to do a montage with Wolverine throughout the years, kind of like hacking people up and whatever it may be, but they want to take that scene out just because it's deemed too violent. It's like, what? It's Wolverine and Deadpool in an R-rated movie. Like, that's literally what we want to fucking see. And it's not like the R-rated Marvel movies didn't work out. Both Deadpools and Logan were rated R, and they were gory, and they did really fucking well. So I don't understand why Disney is doing this stupid bullshit. Speaking of stupid bullshit, I don't give a fuck about the shit Sony's been producing. Like, I could really care less about Madam Web. She just doesn't really seem like that interesting of a character to have like a solo film. I'm just more excited to see the Spider-Woman in that movie, but at that point they should have just made a Spider-Woman solo film. I feel like Madam Web would have been probably used better as like just like how she was brought up in the 90s cartoon. If they wanted to introduce Madam Web, they should have had her in like a Spider-Man film and like have her kind of like tell plot to Spider-Man for whatever it may be. She's probably gonna do that to like the Spider-Woman in this movie, so I don't know what I'm really saying, I guess. The Sony solo movies so far haven't really been good. I haven't seen Morbius, and I don't really fucking care to. It's Morbin time, these nuts, fuck man. They have that one wrestler character that like, I don't even know the name to him. Like, you probably don't know the name to him. Like, no one really gives a shit about that character. It's such a, like, J-list character that, like, what's the point of making that film? They're doing Kraven, and, like, honestly, I don't really like, I don't think that actor was even like a good pick for Craven. He doesn't remind me of Craven. He's a good fucking actor, and he's fucking shredded for the film, but I don't see him as Craven, and like I don't really give a shit about Goopy Rhino. Like I'm not excited for him, and it sucks because like they're only doing this to make this weird fucking Sony-verse bullshit, but it's not connected to anything. So what the fuck is the point? And the Venom movies are so fucking mid. Venom's one of my favorite characters, and the only things I can really like enjoy about those films are like the designs of the symbiotes. But other than that, I think they're getting the characters all fucking wrong. It's like, I understand Venom can be a goofy character. It's just kind of odd that they went the whole Lethal Protector route before he was really deemed a villain. The first Venom, it's alright, like, Eddie's a reporter and whatnot. It's just, Venom 2 is when I really have some fucking beef with it. The whole plot of it being a stupid breakup film with a fucking alien symbiote is stupid. I think it's really dumb. Like, they were playing on the whole, like, funny aspect of it, I guess, but I just think it was a waste of my fucking eyeballs watching it, bro. And Carnage, I don't know who the fuck was writing him, but they got him all wrong. From what I recall in that film, like, the symbiote and Cletus Cassidy hated each other, and that defeats the whole purpose of Carnage himself, because Carnage is so far gone from being a decent human being that, like, when he gets the symbiote, he's one entity. Like, he can say I'm Carnage instead of like we are Carnage, because it's like not two separate entities. It's like one fucking menace, bro. And having them hate each other throughout the whole film is stupid as fuck. And then he gets his fucking head eaten off, and it's like, this was Carnage's first like introduction on like the films, and like, I don't know, I thought he could have been done way fucking better. I was so excited to see Carnage. Like, he does Carnage things. Like, yeah, he tears up in like the jail scene, which is kind of cool. But other than that, I didn't care for Venom 2. And Venom 3, spoilers for that one, I'm worried about that one, because apparently the whole plot of Venom 3 is just ruining, like, it's getting rid of Spider-Man 3 from the timeline, and it's like, why even bother doing that? Like, I'm so sick of the multiverse now being an excuse to just fucking ruin the Marvel movies. Like, they could just introduce Toxin or something in the third Venom movie, but they want to do this weird multiverse hopping stuff, and apparently in Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4, they want to bring back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire into that film, but it's like, don't overcrowd Spider-Man 4. You've already introduced all the past characters in the previous Spider-Man film, and it's gonna defeat the purpose if they're in every fucking movie afterwards. Tom Holland is now his own Spider-Man. He went through the whole, his trilogy was literally him being a young teenager, and like, he slowly starts grasping the responsibility of like being Spider-Man and working through his trauma and whatnot. And like, he made the sacrifice to have everyone forget who he was in this film. And that's the most like fucking Spider-Man thing out there. Like, he's literally alone now. He's by himself. He's got nothing. No one knows who he is. And like, he made that decision. He's his own Spider-Man now. And I feel like having the Spider-Man team up in every movie afterwards defeats the purpose. Like, why can't we just get a solo Spider-Man film again? He doesn't have to be teaming up with everyone. There's talks that they want Ant-Man to be in the movie, and I think that's a stupid decision to be in a Spider-Man film. I don't ever fucking think of Spider-Man and Ant-Man. What, just because Disney wants to do a bunch of fucking insect jokes? And if they really want Spider-Man to team up with someone, just make it Daredevil. Like, Kingpin is already like planning shit in the MCU, and they could have Spider-Man come across Fisk's like warehouse or whatever it may be, and like, he figures out that Fisk is like pretty like corrupt person, and then throughout the film they could have like Spider-Man kind of like run into Daredevil, and like they could have their initial like fight because they don't know who each other are, and then when they realize that like they're both after Fisk, they could team up together. And what they could do, what Fisk could do after realizing that, he could hire Scorpion to attack them, because they've set up Scorpion and they've done nothing with him yet. Because like at this point, I think what they really need to do is just keep a lot of the stuff street level, because in the MCU they've done like different dimensions, they've fought up in space and whatnot, and I think just keeping it grounded for a little bit, it'll like give the movies some chance to breathe. And like on the topic of like Daredevil stuff, God only knows what the original Daredevil Born Again was gonna be like. Like, I'm glad that they've kind of come around and started like bringing back the original cast, and like they brought back Bullseye, which was sick, because like they introduced him, they set him up, and I want to see where his plot goes. Like, I want to see him be like full on Bullseye, like assassin kind of deal. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of sucks to see the characters that like we all enjoy watching slowly get turned into like jokes. Like, bruh. Speaking of Love and Thunder, it's gotta be one of the worst Marvel movies I've ever watched. The whole like plot of that movie was this weird love triangle between Thor and his weapons. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. They should have just kept Jane Foster being Thor. Like, they set her up, and holy shit, bruh. In the movie, she's literally dying of cancer, and the only thing that's keeping her alive and healthy is Mjolnir. And the whole fucking movie, Thor's trying to take it away from her. It's like you would literally kill her. It just seems like a waste of potential bringing that character, and I'm pretty sure they fucking killed her off at the end. And it's like, what was the point? Honestly, I think it would have been a way better thing if they just made Thor unworthy for a bit and like did what they did in the comic books. Like, he went on his whole journey of being unworthy, and now he's like, what I think, like the god of fists or something, because he's literally like pulping the shit out of fucking Mjolnir just to like make his fist like his own weapon now, and like that's fucking pretty dope. And a shot like that in the MCU would be really cool. But he's too busy making really shitty fucking jokes and being an absolute goon. He's this weird stepdad fucking ay. Especially because like Sam Wilson's Cap now, and I'm pretty sure in the comic books they had a relationship, like him and Jane Foster's Thor. So I don't understand why they didn't just keep her around. She could have been the main Thor in the Avengers, and Thor could have been figuring out his whole unworthy arc, and I think that would have been pretty dope. It's just, I really am sick of the whole Disney jokes, like the throwaway gags and stuff that like just are out of character. Like, one that really fucking pisses me off is in Captain Marvel when Nick Fury gets his eye taken out by the fucking cat. When like in Winter Soldier, the line was something along the lines of last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye, and like that's pretty sick. Like, and fuck, I can't believe they did that. I'm still pissed off about that. They got rid of it all for a throwaway gag. Like, all this build up to like Nick Fury losing his eye, and it was a fucking cat. There's literally shape-shifting Skrulls in the fucking movie. He could have just they could have just made it a Skrull in disguise. Like, it would make a lot more fucking sense, actually. And I was waiting for that the whole time. Like, it could, like, the Skrull could have been, like, one of the agents or even Captain Marvel. And, like, Nick Fury goes up to him thinking it's them. And then they fucking take his eye out. And, like, it would build up that whole, like, trust issue with, like, even though I thought you were the person you are, you weren't them. And it just makes a lot more sense. And they just got rid of it for a stupid fucking gag. And stop doing that. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably going to be all for this video. I just kind of wanted to go on a little rant. It sucks seeing what the more modern TV shows and movies are becoming. They're just kind of like this cliche, like, they figured out they had a formula of like these movies sell, so they just kind of like started making the same movie over and over, and now they're really enforcing really stupid woke bullshit that like no one fucking enjoys. They're making all these decisions for a certain group of people who don't fucking care. Like, the hype for Infinity War and Endgame when those movies were coming out was insane. Like, everyone wanted to go and see those movies. But the hype for She-Hulk Season 2? Yeah, I didn't really fucking think so. And, like, I think it's ridiculous that the actress just, like, oh, if they don't like my show, they just must hate women. Like, shut the fuck up. The show sucked. Deal with it. But I've heard that, like, she might even have gotten fired, and, like, they canceled She-Hulk Season 2. And, like, I don't know. It's not like I don't want to see She-Hulk in the MCU. Like, there's a bunch of stuff they could do with She-Hulk, and it sucks that, like, the attempt they went with it just didn't fucking work. And I don't know, it's just how it be. Like, what the fuck am I saying, bruh? It's but a gobbledygook. This fucking cringy ass She-Hulk bullshit. Like, the only smashing that was done in that series was from our boy Matt. Man, he's been doing a lot of that recently. Goddamn. But yeah, I think this is gonna be all for the video. I just wanted to go on like a little rant because it really does suck seeing the characters that like. Yeah, I'm leave that in the video. It just sucks seeing the characters just get pretty much butchered. Like, they're turned into jokes now, and they have a bunch of like material that they can still be doing from the comic books, but they're ruining them for like jokes and for merch, and I don't know, it just sucks to see. But I hope you enjoyed watching. If you have some of the same thoughts or ideas, leave a comment. I'm interested to see like what your take is on like how Marvel is going with some of their more future projects. And like, apparently they have movies set already to like 2027, but like if they continue to make the films that they're making now, it sucks to say, but like I don't really care to see them as much as I used to. Little shameless plug, please watch Hulk vs. Superman stop motion when that's out. I've been putting a lot of time and effort into that one, and it's turning out pretty cool. I'm enjoying how it's looking, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it off here. Thanks for watching.